Hey y'all, Pastor Emil here, coming to you live for the first time in a couple of weeks. Been away, been traveling, and I missed you guys, and hopefully you missed hearing from me. But don't have a whole lot I want to say tonight, but I do just want to let you know about a group that I joined up with a couple of months ago now, I guess. It was in the aftermath of the George Floyd killing in Minneapolis and all of the discussions about race and injustice that began back then. And there's a community on Facebook. It's called the UnR Community. And it's a group of people that's kind of been put together by a pastor out in Nebraska. His name's Myron Pierce, and I came in contact with him, heard about him and this community through a church that he visited. Then I know the pastor at that church, and we went to seminary together, and he had him part of the worship service following the George Floyd killing back in the end of May. And so I joined this group, and I started following and watching some of the Facebook posts there and reading some of the books and things. And I'm excited about the possibility that we can create some change, and that we can create some change that's not the way that the world necessarily wants to do it. I think God wants us to be a diverse community. I think God wants us to be a diverse church. All churches, the church is a diverse group. And the more I've read and the more I've understood about the state of things today, the history, the more I've felt compelled to, as a man of God, as a leader of God's people, to be a part of the conversation. And I know, like many of you, I've struggled with some of the political issues related to all of this, some of the political movements, political ideas and things. But one thing that I can't avoid is that God has called us to be a people of unity and reconciliation, and I think that includes being people of unity and reconciliation across diverse people groups, black, white, brown, everything in between. And I was encouraged that the book that we started reading and the discussions we started having were actually about what God wants. And it was about, hey, just one of the things that I just found so refreshing, because I think the church needs to hear it so much, is, hey, you know what? You need to be a Christian first, and too many of us are Republicans first. You need to be a Christian first, and too many of us are Democrats first. You need to be a Christian first, too many of us are white first, black first, all of those other things. And so refreshing biblical perspective that I don't think gets a lot of play out in the news world and social media and all of that. So I would encourage you that, now we're June, July, 2.5 months now away from what happened with George Floyd. And I would encourage you that the next time something like this happens, and my suspicion is that it will, do you want to be in a place where you are better prepared to be a part of the solution? I would encourage you to find a group like this, UnR Community, and join one of the cohorts, be a part of the conversations. It's a safe space to ask questions, because I got so many questions. I'm new to this. I have a background that doesn't really help me engage in conversations about this kind of stuff. To be a source of unity and reconciliation, a source of hope in these kinds of discussions and situations. So I would encourage you to be a part of this, be a part of something like this. There's others out there. Be the Bridge, I think, is another organization. I'm part of their group on Facebook, but not a part of any kind of conversations that are happening yet. But Myron Pierce is on there on Facebook. I think you can follow him. And the UnR Community is something that he put together to try and have these conversations, a safe space to ask questions, a safe space to learn, and to try, again, be a part of the solution. I hope that I can be. I hope you can be. And we'll see if we can be a part of helping see God's kingdom come, His will be done on earth as it is in heaven. God bless you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.